What's up, guys? So it's apparently the second hottest day of the year here in Georgia. Yesterday was the hottest day of the year. It's unbearably humid here, but I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna try and do the straight pipe on this Audi. So that's what you're getting ready to see in this video, and I hope you enjoy. So there's the whole heavy ass exhaust system out of the damn thing. So now I'm gonna see what I can do to modify it to get rid of the mufflers. All right, guys, so I cut these pipes off of the A6 from in between the resonator and the mufflers. So what I'm gonna do is, it looks like I can blend it in right here. I may have to pitch it a little bit. And I may have to just use like an adapter sleeve to stretch it a little bit to get it to where it lines up correctly. My only concern is getting the hook to sit right. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this right here at the weld. And then I'm gonna remove this little brace, and then we'll go from there. All right, no turning back now. So it looks like I can do just that right there. I should be able to clean the pipe up a little bit. I'll put a sleeve on here and weld the sleeve on. I'll just need to set it in the car so that I can get the angle of it at the right angle. That's why I don't want to cut the resonator yet. I want to be able to get because I don't have any way of lifting the entire car and setting the whole exhaust up at one time, which is the way that I would do it if I had a lift. Because I don't have that ability, I'm gonna work from the rear to the front because I've already got the front modified. Now what I am gonna do is I'm gonna buy different sleeves for where I made the X pipe crossover. So you can see there's my patchwork that I did to the, where I spliced the pipes together before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna get some slip collars so that I can weld. I'm gonna basically get rid of these clamps, and I'm gonna put a slip collar on here so that I can weld here and make it a solid pipe where it doesn't separate anymore. But I'll still leave these two clamps so that I have the ability to remove the down pipes if I need to pull the motor. But it's gonna make me have more splices in the pipe, but I think it's gonna turn out better overall that way. So that's my plan anyway. So I'm gonna set it up in there. I'll hook it back up on these hangers right here and get it test fit with just these rear pipes and get the hangers adjusted to where I can get it hanging where I want to, tack everything in place, and then I'll pull it down, weld everything up, and then I'll cut the resonators out and then test fit the resonator, hooking it up to where I had the pipes hooked up before. So it should make it line up a lot easier since I don't have the ability to have it up on a lift with jack stands under it holding the whole exhaust the whole time. Hope that makes sense. All right, guys, I'm back. Just went to the store, got me some cut-off wheels, got some new blades for the Sawzall, and got some butt connectors to weld in to make these pipes work. So I'm gonna work on cutting these brackets off of here, trying to do it without damaging the pipe, and then we'll go to fitting one of the pipes. right, so that should get that one pretty close. Now I got to do this side. Alright, now that all those are cleaned up, now I can start test fitting the butt splices and see how this is going to fit on here. Alright guys, I'm throwing the exhaust back up in here to test fit the rear pipes. I have not removed the resonator yet, so I am going to test run the car with just the resonator and the, or with the resonator still in the exhaust but no mufflers, so that I can see what the sound difference is from that aspect. But it sounds really good with no exhaust, so I'm more than likely going to go straight pipe because I really like the way that sounds. It's not obnoxiously loud and it's a good deep true tone. I like that. Oh my god, this is hard. All right, I'm not gonna beat myself to death. I'm gonna put a damn jack under there and jack the stupid thing up. God, that's not fun. All right, so I got the jack holding it up. I'm gonna try and hook it up to the hangers real quick. Okay guys, so I had to kind of rig up away from my stuff to line up correctly, but if you look, you can see I've got it lined up dead center in there. Got a good clearance all the way around. I wound up using my jack handle sticking through the pipe because I can't jack the car up. I really wish I was able to put this thing on a lift. This would be so much easier, but everything's cleaned up on that pipe. I'm gonna go ahead and tack weld it in place, and then I'll get to doing the other pipe. All right guys, I'm gonna be using a welder that I picked up off of Facebook Marketplace. It's an old welder. Nothing special about it. It's a MIG or flux core. I don't have the argon tank, so I'm just gonna be using flux to do this. But just make sure that you clean wherever you hook up your ground and wherever you're planning on welding. Make sure that it's completely bare metal and clean of grease, rust, anything like that. So that you can get a good burn on it. This is about the limit of what I would do with a flux core welder. I don't know that I would go too much heavier with something like this, but that's what I'm going to be using, just a old school flux core. So we'll see how it goes. Sounds like it's struggling. Really aggravated. This is not freaking burning right. So I'm gonna let that cool for a second, and then I'm gonna pull the damn thing down and see if I can get a little bit better bite on it. That's really aggravating that I can't get it to burn right. It might be because I'm using so many damn extension cords and I'm getting too much voltage drop. But I don't have any outlets out here, and I need to be able to weld right here because I can't pull the car up to the porch. I had it burning good up on the porch on a test pipe, so I don't know why it's not burning good now. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if it falls. Yeah, it's still not held in place good enough. All right, I'm gonna try and eliminate one extension cord. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna see if I can. All right, I got rid of one extension cord. So now I'm gonna see if it'll burn a little bit better. But I'm really getting aggravated at this point. I need to get this done because I'm sure you guys can hear the thunder happening overhead. So. That thing feels pretty sturdy now. Yeah. All right, so that thing's sitting right where I want it to. Yeah, it didn't move. Cool freaking deal. All right. It's got an old nasty booger of a weld on it though. It looks like absolute shit. So I'm gonna have to do some work trying to clean that up because I could not get it to bite while I was under there. So I'm gonna get good welds on it with it out of the car. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the other tailpipe because it's too much of a bitch. That freaking thing jumping around like that's pissing me off. These are going to be some of the shittiest welds I've ever done in my life. Man, that shit just does not want to weld over that bracket. All right, guys, so my welds look like absolute garbage. I'm going to have to do a lot of freaking work to try and clean these up and get them looking a little bit better. But I think I'm pretty confident what's causing the problem. So I was messing around with the welder last night, and when it uses when I have it hooked up through the extension cord, I think the extension cord's a little too small, wire diameter size, because the extension cord's getting really hot. When I do welding up on the porch with no extension cord, plugging the welder straight into the wall, I get a really clean burn, good weld, everything. But when I use the extension cord, it's not happening. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up and buy a heavy duty extension cord, try and limit the amount of voltage drop or amperage drop that I'm going to get from going through the extension cord, and see if I can get this stuff to weld a little bit better. All right, this is the exhaust with just the resonator, no mufflers. That's pretty damn quiet. All right, guys, so I just realized everything that I've filmed up to this point is totally useless because I just don't know why I didn't freaking measure it to begin with, but I measured the freaking pipes and they're only 2-inch diameter. I'm not running freaking straight pipe 2-inch diameter. It's too freaking quiet. So I'm gonna go down to Summit and buy all the stuff to make this thing 2.5 the whole way back. So there's a lot of stuff you guys aren't gonna see that I went through, but I'll show you how I build the 2.5-inch system. All right, guys, so like I said, I wasted a lot of time trying to do this exhaust. Didn't realize that the exhaust was 2-inch pipe after the downpipes. So there's no point in me running 2-inch pipe and doing all this work for straight pipes on 2-inch pipe when my downpipes that I'm gonna get are 3-inch, or 2.5, I'm sorry, not 3-inch, 2.5. So what I'm doing is I'm making a full 2.5-inch basically downpipe back exhaust. I'm not going to change anything about the downpipes, but I am making a whole new exhaust from where it meets up to the downpipes all the way out the back of the car. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I've got going. So you can see I've got the old exhaust laid on top of the new exhaust, trying to verify that I'm going to be able to hit in the right spot. I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit to get it to line up right, but I'm going to include a list of all the parts that I used in the description of the video, so that if anybody wants to build this exact same exhaust for a 2.7 on a B6, it'll have all the parts necessary to build it. But this is going to be my exhaust system from here on out. 2.5-inch diameter pipe, And I got the X crossover pipe, two 36-inch pipes, a 20-degree bend here, a 20-degree bend the opposite way here, 45-degree bend here, 45-degree bend in both of these places opposite direction. So I am going to have to slip them out a little bit. What I'll do is I'll spread it apart right here a little bit to extend it out a little, and I'll do the same here to extend it so that it shoots over that way a little bit. And I'll do the same on this because I'm a little bit narrow compared to the original system. But this should provide a really good throaty sound to the exhaust, because that 2-inch exhaust with the resonator still in it was so quiet, it's like I didn't even get rid of the mufflers. So we're gonna see what it does with 2.5-inch pipe. All right, guys, it's kind of dark, getting a little hard to see out here, but this is the exhaust that I've developed for the 2.7. So I still have to put some tailpipes with tips on them coming out of the back, but this is essentially what it's going to be. So I'll put a parts list down in the description, but these two pipes right here, this one right here and this one right here, are both a 36-inch pipe, and I cut them, and then I use the leftover piece out of the 36-inch pipe in between the two 45s. So that's just an FYI if you want to do this exact same exhaust. Now, this hanger is off of the muffler from the A4, and I've got another one for the other side. I had it tack welded on there, but it broke when I was pulling the exhaust out. So I'm gonna tack it back on. But I'm having a real difficult time with the welder because of the amp draw. So I'm gonna have to take this thing up onto the porch and weld it up on the porch. But when I get it all welded up and everything, I'll take one final shot. All right, guys, I wanna show you what I'm doing so far. So there's my 3.5-inch tip that I'm putting on here. And I'm still in the process of welding it where it belongs. You can see it still moves around. But I'm gonna show you the exhaust of how I've got it set up underneath here. So there's my pipe. I use the original brace off of the original exhaust. Here's the other side. I'm not done doing this side yet. And then you can see the full exhaust running down. And it's all tucked up. So once I get everything tack welded, I've got everything welded from here forward is completely welded. So I've only got the 45 left to weld and the tip to weld. So that's what I'm working on now. So once I get those two things welded and then I get my hanger welded, I'll get the hanger hooked into here and then weld it to the tip and do the same thing over there. And then I'll pull the whole system out and I'll take a shot of it with the whole system assembled sitting out here on the ground. All right, guys, so this is what my final product looks like. I got all the hangers, the original brace on the rear. So there's my hangers for the front, hanger for the back, hanger for the back. I've even got the original rear brace welded in there, but I'll have a parts list broken down in the description of the video. But the only part that's original to the car is these two pieces right here. So this piece is 5 inches of the original pipe, and this piece is 3.5 inches of the original pipe. And then I've got a reducer, 2.5 to 2 inch ID reducer, because this is 2-inch pipe. And then that's welded into there, and then everything from here back is 2.5 inch. And then my tips are 2.5 to 3.5, 18 inches long. So like I say, I'm gonna have a breakdown of the parts list in the description, but this is the exhaust this is the full exhaust of how I built it, and it'll still remove like factory exhaust. All right, guys, sounds pretty good. Got the whole exhaust in there. My daughter's gonna rev it up. Don't be scared to hit it. Get it off. Yeah, there you go. Do it again. All right, that's All right, what's up, guys? So I hope that video helps y'all out if you're trying to do a straight pipe on your vehicle with a 2.7. It'll also work with the 3.0 liter. If you wanted to do it with a 1.8, it would just be, you'd have to split the single exhaust into two. I don't know why you would want to do it to a 1.8, but you could. Other than that, that's going to be doing a 2.5 inch straight pipe exhaust for the 2.7 swap. And it's got 3.5 inch stainless steel tips, angle cut coming out of the back. Everything's hooked up to the original hangers. The way that the layout is, if you're curious, since I did not get a layout during the video, the layout that I started out with, I'll start out from the downpipe to the tailpipe. So you've got the 2-inch pipes that were left over from the original exhaust. You have the 2-inch ID to 2.5-inch OD adapters. Then you have the 2.5-inch X pipe. Then you have the 2.5-inch 20-degree elbow. Then another 20-degree elbow. And then that goes into the 36-inch pipe. The 36-inch pipe, I cut it at 28 inches. And then I used the remaining piece in between the two 45s. So after the 36-inch pipe, I had one 45. Then I had the remaining piece of the 36 pipe. And then I put the 45 on the other end of it. And then I had an 18-inch stainless steel 3.5-inch tailpipe. I've got the hangers welded onto the tips, about the middle way down the tip for the rear, and then they're welded on the one of the 20-degree pipes for each side after the X pipe. I was having a ton of problems with the welder, and I kept thinking that it had to do with voltage and amperage drop and all that, and come to find out, it's just a damn wore out ass welder. And I basically bought a piece of junk off of somebody from Facebook Marketplace, and dude told me it was a good piece of equipment. So not real freaking happy about that. It actually died on me while I was finishing the exhaust, and I went up to Home Depot and bought the cheapest flux core welder that they had, and I've got it turned down to 1/4 of the settings that I had on the original welder, and the speed's way down, and I'm getting a beautiful bead. So that other welder is just, I wasted my money. So but I didn't have a way of testing it when I went to go buy it. The guy didn't want to meet me at his house. He wanted to meet me at Walmart. So I didn't have any way of doing a burn on it before I left to make sure everything was working good. So when I got here, I heard the speed that the wire wheel was moving, and it didn't sound right to me then. But I thought maybe it was because I was getting an amperage drop. But nope, it's just a wore out ass welder. So needless to say, don't do that. Don't repeat my mistakes. Make sure you have a good welder before you start doing this stuff. And you can do this with the factory 2-inch pipe. I just don't know why you would want to, because you're still restricting the exhaust flow, and you're not going to gain that much sound out of it. The reason that I went to 2.5-inch pipe is when I had the exhaust off from the downpipe back, I started the car, and it sounded absolutely amazing with just the cats. So I decided that I was going to try and see what it sounded like with the resonators and no mufflers, which you saw in the video. And after I heard that, it basically didn't make any difference at all. So after I heard that, that was basically the kick that I needed to change everything over to 2.5-inch. So just keep that in mind. Just deleting the mufflers and the resonator and keeping 2-inch pipe is not going to make it very loud. If you want the raspy, good, low, deep tone, you're going to need to increase the diameter of the exhaust. And this is the perfect system for just a cheap. I mean, I built the entire system for under $220. That's not counting buying the welder, because that's just me making a bad business decision. But if you already have the welder, you can build this system for under $220. So if this video helped you out, like always, please like, comment, share, subscribe, let your friends see what I'm doing. I have acquired a new project vehicle. I'm working on making my first video regarding that vehicle. I don't know if the people that are watching the Audi videos are going to enjoy the video of my new car, but we'll see. I have acquired it. It's sitting in my driveway. I've already got half of the first video for it made. So that'll probably be the very next video that I drop is the vehicle that I just acquired, and we'll go from there. But hope y'all enjoyed this video, and have a great one. Hope to see you in the next.